Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to more BTS America's action here. Of course, powered by Squarespace, along with Face It Pro League, G2A.com, and Alpha Draft. I'm KotLGuy. I'm part of BTS, bringing you the coverage here, and joined once again remotely, the Maut to my model guy, one of the experts in casting the America scene, and one of the hypest men I know. Maut, how you doing, buddy? You excited and ready for Root Gaming taking on EHUG?
I am. This is turning into a bit of a classic. Both of these teams know each other pretty well, actually. You look at some of the players, and we've got some veterans of the North American scene, specifically MGW on EHUG side, Job, Bloody Nine, all those guys. Then Root have TC, of course, Monkeys Forever, Fluff. So, I mean, this is a matchup that we're pretty used to seeing. In fact, if you go back to TI5 qualifiers, the last match these two teams played against each other was against themselves. So, there's obviously a little bit of history here through FPL, through NA Dota, just in general. I will say they have changed the roster a little bit for EHUG. Infinity, who is a fantastic player, no longer on the squad of EHUG, or it looks like he's not here at the very least. They have two stand-ins, the Big Bad Bird, who used to be on Root Gaming, and Annihilate, who's been on numerous NA teams, and he's been around the block. For Root Gaming, they have their full entire roster, so excited to be casting this one with you, Dakota. This should be a good best of three. I talked about yesterday how I thought that the last series, Void Boys versus Not Today, was going to be the closest series. I think this might be a bit closer, but I still think Root Gaming will take it 2-0. We'll see how it goes, though.
The odds do have it. Root Gaming about a 70%. I want to say odds favorite coming into this matchup, but to be honest with you, if I tuned in any normal night of NEL/FPL, I'd probably see these same players going at it in any different kind of an order here. So warmed up, ready. They haven't been, playing cold. They've been definitely getting their grind on. Happy to see the Big Bad Bird back in action here. I feel like that guy is always kind of put on the sidelines, always that kind of rank C, D kind of a player who's just waiting to kind of get his moment to be in there and shine. But we'll see if this is going to be the time or not. Let's get into the draft breakdown here. Opening up, got to get rid of the Tusk and Bounty Hunter for the side of Root. In the response, EHUG rid of the Lesh, no surprise there. And, of course, Undying. But this means, of course, that Root get the prized pickup of a Queen of Pain, followed up with the disgusting Winter Wyvern support. But EHUG get a big one of their own. They get Shadow Fiend as their first grab. It is Radiant side as well. And they followed up with a good versatile support in your Lion. So strong start from both sides. No game plan giveaway here. Just kind of going with what's available and what's top priority.
Yeah, this is for right now. I think Wyvern's an excellent pickup coming from Root Gaming. I don't know what else. They had some really good bans coming up from both squads. Like Bloodseeker banned out, obviously. Bounce Cans are being banned out. Tusk and Leshrac, of course, getting banned out. All of these heroes definitely deserve to be banned. I'm trying to think of what else these two teams can grab right now. That I'm definitely missing something off the top of my head. I can't particularly think about it, but I think for right now they have the Queen of Pain, which is an excellent pickup coming out on the side of Root Gaming. He's going to hopefully have a pretty good time against that Shadow Fiend. I would like to see some more Naga support. I think that's pretty good. We've seen a little bit of that, and I can't really think of anything else though, man. Like they've already picked up some of the best heroes in the current patch here, so I like where this is going.
Yeah, I mean you can continue to get more flexible, more versatile. Clockwork, a top priority. Offlane options still out there. Earthshaker, a good rounding support for maybe the side of EHUG here. Clockwork I know is something that MJW just does serious work with. Clockwork and Batrider, it kind of fits the same hero profile as someone like Mike, but Mr. Mikey J. White can definitely give him a run for his money as far as offlane play goes. So we'll see if that's something they fall back for. Witch Doctor also a good variable option. Funny thing, Root Gaming not long ago, it was considered a Face It Pro League match, but they have thrown techies in their hero rotation. I don't know if it's something they're going to be going for here. Maybe if you had access to like that Tusk early on, it could be something. And Fluff is also a known jungler, so they do have a jungle player if they want to get their Chen or Enchantress, kind of a pickup here. But I also wager Fluff is going to be one to take the Wyvern. But here we go.
What happened to Chen, man? What happened to Chen? Did he just freaking die? Did somebody shoot him or something? What exactly happened to that hero that made him just not pickable anymore?
It just feels like it's one of those things where each tournament has their own meta, and for a while there it was all Chen and they didn't know how to deal with it, but now it's kind of something that is to be expected, or maybe it's the lack of Chen players that you really got, at least in the NA scene. It's hard to say.
Maybe.
You've been casting a lot more, with like Dota Pit and stuff. I haven't really seen what the European scene has had as far as Chen play or not, but you also have Winter Wyvern there. It's kind of like just beating him out as far as a top-tier support grab. So Wyvern, Dazzle, they like that defensive support.
You know what I think it is, actually? I think it's actually the rise of aggressive dual lanes. Like, players and teams are like, all right, well, defensive tri lane's fine, but we can get a lot more out of the map if we go aggro dual lane and take that victory in that off lane and just get up farm. Like, we see Tusk +1 so very often.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the issue.
Oh.
All right, well,
throw it all out the window.
Sometimes I'm right on the money, and then other times they're like, yeah, you're an idiot, Maut, shut up. And that's what Root did, so...
It's just so funny. You just get that little inkling, just like, they have a jungle player, and then you get in this big discussion as far as why haven't we seen it so much, and for some reason it just kind of works out like that. So it's very defensive. We know Chen, two different kind of play styles, and I'm trying to think of how Fluff would like to do it here. If he sees there's more of an opportunity to maybe make an early jump onto the off laner, or maybe make a go at the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, you get that early access of a creep, maybe an early smoke. It's something we'll have to check out his inventory at the start of this game. He gets a bit more proactive, or you just go into more Rice mode, build up an early mech, and then just start to take towers. But if he doesn't decide to get aggressive and more proactive early, Wyvern isn't one to do so either. So they could have a pretty slow-paced start, and something that EHUG could look to kind of take advantage of. And, it kind of makes sense now with the early ban on the Bounty Hunter here that they wanted to make sure if they did commit to a jungler, he would have as little trouble as possible.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the reason why they banned Bounty Hunter's second ban. I mean, other than the fact that it's a pretty good hero, so... Pretty good bans from Root Gaming, pretty good pick as well. I'm a little bit worried about their lockdown potential. Obviously, Chen with creep with like a Centaur Conqueror can stun, but other than that, they have Arctic Burn, which is a nice slow. They'll have Winter's Curse coming out. They have the Shadow Strike, but they're not going to worry about it now. EHUG will grab up the Keeper of the Light, so we're looking at a KotLGuy dual support. And you must be excited about this one, Dakota.
I'm always a bit percolated when I see the Kotl picked up here, and it leads me to believe they're going to look to kind of stretch this game out a bit further. They already obviously have him for more of the counter push, one of the best at kind of slowing a game out, having good high ground defense. You get him an Agnum Scepter, and he just turns into a whole new hero at that point. It can get so freaking annoying. I went in a game against the Keeper of the Light and Techies, and it was much harder than it should have been considering the early game advantage we'd already pulled out. Just to be able to break the high ground, it just seemed next to impossible, especially during that daytime. But
the story of Techies. And,
it's just ridiculous here.
That hero actually sucks. I mean, it sucks in the sense that I hate like every person that has played against the Techies is just like, I actually just want to kill myself. I don't ever want to play this game again. It's part of the reason why like Dota to me like in the past couple of weeks has been really really rough on me, because like it's like Techies just annoys me so much. But well, he's not going to be in this particular game. Root Gaming go for an interesting pick up the Templar Assassin, more than likely mid lane, because Templar Assassin safe lane is ass. Queen of Pain safe lane will be probably what they decide to go for, or it could be off lane, but we'll see if that's going to be the case. I think it'll more than likely be a Quap safe lane, TA mid lane, Chen jungle, Winter Wyvern supporting the Quap. Then you grab an off laner here for Root Gaming and wrap it all together.
Could always put Queen of Pain in the off lane. Just have to casually throw that out there so that if they do go off lane, we could say that we said so. You just got to make sure you get all bases covered on that front. But yeah, TA is great. Most likely in that head-on-head matchup with the Shadow Fiend plus your Dire side, you have advantage of being able to get the Roche. You got to remember, the Desolator is so much cheaper now, and it's just so much more tempting for a TA to be able to snowball that much harder. But they're looking in preparation for what the late game could come. They did do a nice job banning out the PL ahead of time here, but do you go for like a Naga or something else? AM Naga, these Rice Farm heroes that could really utilize the Keeper of the Light's taxi service to get him around and get him a part of the fight that much faster. It's just so nice. Another thing, just don't mean to gloat even more about how great Keeper of the Light is, because we don't see him. I was going to say we don't see him very often, but he's starting to actually work his way up those charts. But it's a nice thing when like even a team you're going against wants to be able to split push, you could freely send someone back, deal with that, and then recall them back into the fight thereafter. It's just very, very nice to have. So I'm sure Root are just thinking about the possibility of what options as far as late game goes and what's more of a threat to them of some of the big ones out there.
I think AM is probably the best hero to ban right now. There's already PL banned out. Naga is, with the lineup that Root Gaming have, they go for Naga on the side of Team EHUG. It's pretty greedy with the Naga and the Shadow Fiend, because both of them want to be in the jungle for, a good 15-20 minutes early on in the game. Obviously, Naga, the safe lane, has more options. They do go for the Naga ban, so that's fine too, but I think AM pickup here is fine for EHUG. I'm not really sure what else they could go for here that would really synergize with this Keeper of the Light. I think probably not PA. I don't think that'll be particularly good. I'm just trying to think of like hard rising heroes.
Yeah, maybe
Ember Spirit could be pretty greedy.
Ember Spirit, maybe. Someone, but
I think AM just it makes the most sense.
Medusa, if they want to fall back for a Medusa, but we don't really see her playing that kind of position anymore.
Yeah, she's really never picked up like ever. I should be. Oh, yeah, okay. So Ember Spirit's fine.
Nicely
so
done.
It was either that or the NTH. They go for the Ember. They have so much mobility now with this Ember Spirit. He could literally be all over the map, especially if he does the build that we saw yesterday, which was you go for Bottle, Aquila, and then like the Boots of Travel, which is what Smash did. So yeah, you've got a lot of mobility. Night Stalker for Root Gaming as their offlaner. Moo is going for it. He wants to have that silence, and one way to do that, of course, is with the Crippling Fear. Night Stalker is a scary guy. We'll see how this goes.
Night Stalker gets an Ags, and Keeper of Light, you're done. Sorry, your daytime advantage is just gone. And it's rough. He has darkness up much more often than Keeper of the Light gets his just natural hope for daytime. So I like that. You get great map control, great aggressiveness. It's something that teams used to utilize a lot, but I feel like Tusk has been the go-to to fill the void of what Night Stalker used to be for a lot of teams, being able to continually be that bruiser and mount so much aggression and pressure. Look for him to start getting proactive around his level 4. You know, it used to be in the olden days you keep him in the mid lane, and when nighttime came a bit later, you had a bit more to offer as far as getting aggressive. Now it just comes a bit sooner, and you're usually not very prepared. But if you could still get a couple of kills, a kill at least, and match that quota, you can certainly be a real big problem later on. So here we go, Maut. We're going to hop into the game action right now. It is Root Gaming going against Team EHUG here. The final match of our round 1 go here in the BTS Americas, powered by Squarespace. I'll lead off introductions here on the side of the diary. We got the Root Gaming boys here. Monkeys Forever is going to be playing your Queen of Pain. We got Fun, who's going to be playing your Winter Wyvern. Fluff, your Captain and Drafter, is going to be playing your Chen, sporting that sweet and sexy Golden Roshan. Along the mid lane, the Tauren Chieftain himself, TC. I will send you to a burning abyss. I forget always the classic quote, but don't underestimate this guy and his mid lane potential. That's all you have to know. Last but not least, of course, to round things out, your Night Stalker along the bottom lane is Moo, sporting that sweet and sexy Arcana. Early charge to fly out here, Maut, but he's going to be fine.
Batman will escape just fine down in that bottom lane. For Team EHUG, the newly minted Team EHUG, with, of course, a lot of the players, or I'm not even sure it might be all 5 players, from the former team of Black Sheep, the Big Bad Bird will be on the line. We got Ja. He'll be on the Keeper of the Light. He's got an interesting stat. His hair is looking swaggerific. I Annihilate playing the Ember Spirit. Bloody 9 or B9 on the Shadow Fiend down to that bottom rune spot area. MJW on the Space Cow himself. Spirit Breaker. We will see, it looks like what should be a defensive traveling coming up for EHUG. They'll send the off-lane Spirit Breaker, no surprises there. And then, of course, the mid lane coming out for Bloody 9. What's interesting is that both of these heroes, the TA and the Shadow Fiend, went for that early rate bang. So that's not something we see too often on a TA, but that's what TC's going to go for. He does have the 2 pool tangos, but this is going to be in his bottle. It's going to take a long time to get there. However, because TA is so good here in the early game against a Shadow Fiend who probably will go Necromastery first, he'll be able to out-CS him pretty heavily, I would hope, here for TC.
TC, if I remember correctly, last time I got to witness him play for Root Gaming, a TA in the mid lane, obviously very dominant there. But they also love to have him fall back on that as Ancient stacks. So look from the build to Ancient stacks quick. He'll farm them down just as fast and then really propel himself into some serious threat. For EHUG, man, the 5-man roster lineup and the whole spiel there, it's just like, I don't know. It's been quite a while since I've seen a stable roster for EHUG. Bloody 9's ringed in for him a couple of times, but he's always like the support and the offlaner.
Yeah,
been a while since I've seen Bloody 9 rep the mid lane in like more of a competitive setup. And oh boy, Fluff got a hold of a Satyr here, and that's what he's going to use to harass up. He starts batting him down. Boom, bang, get the hell out of this mid lane right here. And that is going to be a problem. Bloody 9 is going to get muscled back. TC gets free roam to work with here. And that's just what Fluff seems to be doing with his Chen.
Bloody Knight's like, you got to be kidding me. Sir, excuse me, can you not send your Satyr at me? This doesn't feel particularly great. We'll see how it does progress. But you mentioned it, Bloody Knight, he's a veteran of the NA scene. Usually don't see him playing against mid laners. But TC, of course, one of the best. This is going to be a tough matchup for Bloody Knight. We'll see how things do go. Throw up another usage of that Shockwave, and Bloody Knight just has to kind of zone him out. Setting it for CS, TC will continue to get towards his bottle. He's working on that. Let's check out the other lanes real quick. Monkeys Forever in the safe lane Queen of Pain. So far, only level 2. They've harassed out MGW. He's only level 1. Of course, really good pulls on both sides of the map, making sure that they can't leech any sort of experience. Moo, who's comfortable on the Night Stalker, has got a big set of heroes. I'm a big fan of this stream, by the way. He'll back up, eat a tree. They're trying to cover this bottom rune spot, which will be grabbed by the big bad bird. I really like this ward placement that Moo just put up here. So no secondary pull coming out unless they counter it on the side of EHUG. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's just trying to get the best of what he can out of the offlane here, which is not going to be easy. In recent trend of offlaners who like to get more proactive, you know, gone with the days of your Tide Hunters and your Dooms and your Bat Riders that used to be able to hold their own and then fall back on a jungle just in case. Not really there anymore. Night Stalker has it one of the hardest, though. Having to go into a daytime to start means he's just that much more inactive. So being able to get some sort of luxury, easy pick on maybe a misstep from your opponent is much less likely here. So for him, it's just survive and sneak in a CS when you can. And he's got 2 right now, but he's about to be level 3. Hasn't been caught out. Get some free nuke damage here. But uh-oh, the big bad bird shows up, gets off the Hex, and here comes Ja with an early mana leak point. He is dead. I Annihilate is going to be your first blood grab. And, I mean, just what I'm like jinxing him there. You creeping for a CS, but you don't push it much further than that.
The problem with this ward, it doesn't give you any vision whatsoever on the rotations. They didn't see the line coming with Ja. Gets hexed up. I don't know. He might have tried a TP. I'm not sure, but mana leak obviously coming out, and then the big Earth Spike came through from line level 2 coming out there. So that's, yeah, this is this is trouble for Moo. This is not an easy lane. They're even diving right now with the Annihilate Ember Spirit. Earth Spike's gonna go. Illuminate's available. Mana leak will fly, but Moo will just stand still. No TP rotations coming in. They'll throw up the void as well. Now the creep wave doing work. Here comes the TPs coming through. Searing Shade should be available with the Arctic Bird. It gets off. Moo trying to chase after Ja. Ja in trouble. So is the big bad bird. Can they get both of these kills? They'll try to TP away with Ja. They won't be so lucky for, of course, the big bad bird. Great rotation from Fun. He doesn't really need help top for Monkeys forever. He can just sit here and scan and deliver to MJW. So it's better that they rotate bottom. And they get a rebuttal kill here, Dakota, on this side of Root Gaming.
Ooh, missed a chance right here to stack up these Ancients if they wanted to for the TA, but nope, they have other things on the docket. Look at this, Fluff. Gonna be pulling out a smoke. He's got a Centaur and a Satyr here to work with. Plenty to get something done. Rotating.
It might be a good idea.
Through the jungle. Let's see what the options are. But yeah, getting a bit aggressive here. I mean, I'm always a big fan every once in a while. Picking up that early mana leak on the KotL allows you to get a bit aggressive, and you can throw off your offlaner. Because you usually don't have to go that early. And against like a Night Stalker, it's not like you can attack from afar. Once he's committed and in so deep, it's going to be that much more difficult for him to get out. But here comes the smoke. They're looking for I Annihilate here.
They have enough for the silence for I Annihilate. In his nighttime, they have to use it. They will. There's a Splinter Blast going in. Centaur Conqueror's Stomp comes through. TPs are coming in. Earth Spike! Sleight of Fist, but it won't be enough. Good try coming out from Root. Good TP from the Big Bad Bird. And really good rotation from Root's Fluff. I mean, this is what you have to do with a Chen when you have like a Centaur. Get down there, get some action going. But meanwhile, top lane, MJW gets a solo kill on the Queen of Pain. That shouldn't happen, Dakota.
No, it looks like while attention was elsewhere, maybe MJW just kind of bull rushed forward and caught out the Quap in between blink times or something, but maybe 17%. We'll have to see, but it's one of the things you can't sleep on. Spirit Breaker now about to get level 6 at 5 minutes in. He's had one hell of an off lane. Because of that kill, throws together an Urn mid lane. They're looking for TC here. Mana leaked, now has nothing to work with, has to run out, but the refraction certainly helps soaking up that bit of damage. He'll walk away without a scratch. But Fun also nearby. This Winter Wyvern, only level 2 though, can only offer a mere Splinter's Blast. Doesn't even have Cold Embrace yet. So
he just hit level 3, which is fine. This is a big issue though. He should be trying to get some experience. Level 6 is really, really necessary. Now Big Bad Bird gets caught out. Great Earth Spike, but still might be in trouble here. They won't be able to chase him down. They're gonna try to turn on this, in fact. Bluff will get hexed up, and then they realize, we don't have that much damage. Bloody Nine is only sitting at 23 CS to 36 of TC, who now is a double damage rune. Broke the side trap again. Bloody Nine getting chased down. Melt Strike's not there. Another trap coming in. One more right click. She'll do the job.
Got it.
They get it done. That's big. That is huge for TC coming
Charge is coming. MJW will pull back, but with that DD rune, it's just easy enough. Plus the trap on the high ground. EHUG, unfortunately, lacking that sentry ward in the mid lane you love to get when you're going against the TA. 2 traps and you're dead. Bottom lane, they're making it go into Annihilate. What the hell with that silence from Moo? They got him. Chops him down there at the end. Going to be taken apart. TC now has a haste rune he's going to pop on out. And for now, just kind of holds it in reserve. prowling, hoping that someone kind of creeps on in. But it looks like instead what they're going to do is segue this bottom aggression into a push at this tier 1. While TC, a man on his own mission, finds an old man. Looking to break his hip here. Man Elite could keep him back a bit, but no! Plenty of extra damage is going to get the finishing touch right there. And now Root pull ahead 5-2.
Yeah, TC is snowballing out of control. There is a goddamn party down bottom. The big bad bird has not been invited. Yeah, he's going to be in some trouble if he walks up here. This is not going to be an easy defense. They probably just leave this tower alone, especially with Keeper of the Light dying. That's the real deep push they've got. He's going to respawn. He might be able to TP in down bottom. They have another hero there as well with Annihilate. But it looks like they might just give up this tower. They're backing away, though. Root. They could have maybe pushed some aggression here, but they saw MJW charging in, and they decided against it.
Yeah, that is something nice about that bit of obscure wardage that they've been having on this bottom lane, is they'll see a charge coming from that much sooner. And they do pull back, but that does mean the tower will be denied on bottom, unfortunately. Now, charge out on the mid lane here. Is it on mid lane? No, it's all the way to top. MJW, just see you later. Gonna cross all that way. I'm sure they saw it coming here.
Yeah, TC's like, you got some company coming, Monkeys Forever. And he's sitting at 1,000 gold. He can buy some treads. Moo on the meantime gets to kill bottom. Still going to work on Annihilate. And Monkey's Forever will get hit up. Gets bashed again. MJW going back. Now there's the Void. They have the silence up in 2 seconds. There's going to be the Penance, I believe. No, it was the Test of Faith coming out. Fun. Trying to find Annihilate. They don't have the vision. He's headed over here towards the bottom rune area. It is 8 minutes. Fun will try to grab this bounty rune, deny him of the extra little bit of gold on the side of the Ember Spirit. They're encroaching. They saw him with the daytime vision. Annihilate doesn't have the mana to jump in with the Remnant. He's going to walk out. There's the Arctic Burn. They get the Void up to silence. And yeah, the party continues bottom lane. Annihilate gets obliterated.
Little Fox trying to hide, but the Bloodhounds were out. And eventually he just creeps by a tree and prays. And that's not going to be enough. Root Gaming swarm on in and press their advantage even further. Now 7-2. It's a bit early, still before that 10-minute breaching mark, but you're looking at Root Gaming with damn near a 5K net worth lead. Pretty damn significant at only, 8 minutes, 9 minutes into this one. So what is the comeback potential here for EHUG to get them back into this? We look at Bloody 9 here. Bottle, Aquila, just your usual start here. No real inkling as far as if he's going to segue into the mechanism first, go more ballsy with the Yules, or maybe more mobility with a blink or maybe a Shadow Blade. Anything tickling your pickle, Maut?
I don't know if this is a mech game. I don't particularly think it's a blink game because it's not really snowballing. I would say something like a Shadow Blade or even like an SMY or an early BKB I'm fine with. He could still go mech. That's probably, I guess that's okay, but still. It might be a bit late. For Root, they don't have their mech yet for Fluff. Bottom lane, they are looking for Monkey's Forever to help blink away. They're still charging in as they're pushing into the tier 1 tower with the rest of the squad. Monkey's Forever has blink in 6. And JW will find him. Yeah, the Swipe will go. Now the triple Remnant. Monkey's Forever in trouble. Blink away. Not there. Sleight of Fist. And Annihilate gets the kill. Nicely done.
Costs them their mid-tier 1 tower for the Queen of Pain. They're off-laner, so maybe a split down the middle for that one. Bit of a big dive, plus a lot of Remnants committed for it. TC standing strong on his trap ground right here. Knows that he has the priority in the vision. Trying to get some extra damage onto Bloody 9. Who's going to be forced to pull back? He's just trying to get his treads for now. Ward will be placed, but is also spotted. So that's unfortunate right there.
Oh,
John just trying to get it, but...
The Rage Creep! Oh, it did some damage to that Observer Ward.
He's like, well, they have vision. I got to get a sentry over here. Scat! Get rid of that thing.
That little Rage Creep is like, give me that, Ward. I want some money. I won't actually get it. Moo top lane getting charged up. MJW comes in. Monkey's Forever is nearby as well. Rotating is going to be Fluff with 3 creeps. And Fun will rotate over as well. He's only level 4. Wyvern, not very experienced in the art of cold. Fun's going to look for maybe an Arctic Burn here in 8 seconds. He's got his Cold Embrace, Splinter Blast, but look at this, 3 heroes. Fun needs to be careful. He wants to put up that ward. Illuminate's going to go. Did he get the ward up? No. They would have spotted it out and thrown a Sentry Ward up there. Instead, they're going to use the Darkness. They're going to push into the Tier 1 tower. It's aggression. Now there's a Blink Dagger coming up for TC. Don't underestimate carry, or you will be carried into the abyss of suffering. TC will put that Blink Dagger to good work here.
Tier 1 to drop. Really no contention at all. These access points begin to go down one by one. Makes the option of doing a Roche that much easier and more comfortable. Just feels like Root playing a game that's a lot more precise and a bit sharper here. EHUG maybe just falling a bit back more on natural talent to get them through. I don't want to be speaking too soon, but it feels like things on the Root just seem to be a bit more polished and organized. Now with the smoke, migrating right into Bloody Nine's territory here. Now they saw the creeps down. Oh, they're committing in. Monkeys goes with the blink and a Shadow Strike, but Bloody Nine is just out of there. So they don't want to dive in that far. Now they have the vision on Monkeys, of course, from the charge, but they're not going to be following it up with anything. They're going right for the Roche Pit, and EHUG have to know this is happening. They'll see them walk out that way. When they don't see him pop out from the fog anywhere, they have to know that something fishy is happening.
I mean, can they really stop it, though, is the question. Unless they get, like, a huge Illuminate, I don't really think there's any particular way EHUG can fight into this. Bloody Nine, he does have his 36 souls, but it's only level 1 Requiem. There's not really any farm on Annihilate just yet, so it's going to take some time before EHUG can fight against Root. And Root are doing the great thing. They're taking objectives and they're putting pressure on the enemy jungle, Dakota. They're making sure that Annihilate and Bloody Nine are not comfortable farming anywhere on the map. So you have to farm elsewhere, like top lane, but that's occupied by MJW. So all you have to really do here for Root is just keep doing what you're doing, get a couple extra kills, and just try to shut down Annihilate as much as possible.
They want the big bad bird. He's trying to TP out, but boom, he gets 2-shot. TC from the back just rips him apart. And they move ahead now 8-3. Oh, unfortunately for him, out of position. No tier 1 to hide behind. No one to TP to. And luckily for him, it's an early Lion support game. So he'll be back up and ready in just a few seconds' time. But no trades happening here so far for EHUG. No counter fight. They're trying to add some pressure at top lane, but all tier 1 still stand strong here. And in fact, Root Gaming, they have Fluff here with a full army to work with. Hand of God is down, but they feel comfortable enough that they're just going to start moving on in for this tier 2 bottom.
This game is, Jesus, this game is hard for EHUG. That's all I can really say at this point. They're trying to get whatever they can. MJW will charge top on the Monkeys forever. Nether Strike will go. Good Cold Embrace coming out. Annihilate here as well, though. But there's the winner's curse. Fun coming in. TC jumps through, but he does get blotting lighted. He is going to be missing some of these attacks. MJW has charge 1. Now gets silenced up. The Void will go. You are not TPing out of here. Gets obliterated by the Test of Faith by Fluff. The last right click picked up by TC. And now heading towards his Desolator with his Mythical Hammer already pushed up. If he gets a Desolator at like 15 minutes, Dakota, this game is probably over.
Yeah. They send Monkeys back. He still has a TP to work with here. He's just trying to bottle on up and get ready to go. He's building for that Agnum Scepter here. Not surprised if Root just decide to continue to pushing here and go for the tier 2 now top lane. Meanwhile, Ping's out on mid. They see Big Bad Bird here, potentially all alone. They have the trap waiting right behind him. And Ja is just going to have to pull out overtime here and trying to keep these waves at bay and pressured. You know, of course, because you commit for that early mana leak, hoping to be extra aggressive. That's one less point into Chakra or into your Illuminate Blast to help keep these lanes back even harder. And it looks like there's going to be nothing to stop them in top Mott. They're just going to get this tier 2 easy.
Yeah.
And their net worth just continues to escalate, and it's getting crazy. About 10K of a net worth advantage already for Root Gaming.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you mentioned. The Keeper of the Light having to go for that extra point in mana leak, or rather that early point in mana leak. And it's not like he can catch up and get levels in the jungle, because guess what? Bloody Nine is going to be there until the cows come home. Like, he will be farming that jungle until pretty much the entire jungle is just dead. He will go for a mech, but the big problem with this is that unless they're defending high ground, they don't really want to fight in the first place. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. Maybe he could have done better with some extra damage or survivability, but that will be the choice. Speaking of mech, Chen has one already for Fluff, and he grabs the gem, which will fly out, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Fun also grabs the medallion as well. They still have the Aegis for a good minute or so, and TC with his Ancient stack will have a Desolator at more than likely 15 minutes, Dakota. This should be done right now here in just a moment.
This is ridiculous. I didn't even notice, like, who is putting in the work, building up all these stacks while everything is still breaking out. That is good support play, or...
It could have been one of Fluff's creeps, I think.
I mean... Very well done. This is a huge boost to their economy, which is already just so disgustingly big. And just to kind of really give it back to EHUG here, they even get the deny on bottom. It's EHUG's first tower, and it's going to be taken away from them.
Damn, that is such a fast timing.
Yeah, this is a stacked TC right now. Deso in hand. Now even Monkeys, who have been muscled a bit in his solo safe lane position, still has an Ags in good time. Of course, credit to being able to bring down so many towers so fast. Now it's on EHUG, top lane here. They have MJW nearby. They might think that they have a little lone Monkeys forever that maybe they can move in on, but it's never going to be easy. But they're looking to bring in reinforcements here. Ja makes the call out. They get the Big Bad Bird here. Bird still not level 6 on his Lion, though, and it's about 16 minutes in. Been a real rough time for him to try to get some solo XP, but they continue to just kind of, you know, scout out this Monkeys Forever Queen of Pain but they can't do it. Oh my god, oh god, so close.
I don't figure they can't kill him. He's just making space. They're bringing somebody else, and that's what they were waiting for with another recall. Who they got? All right, he's dead
go,
now.
boys. They move in. They get the Hex already. TPs are on the way. They catch Monkeys with the stun. They catch him with the blast, but there's the Hand of God, and the counterfight's coming. Jaws like, God damn it, I gotta go. See you later. Instantly pieces out, and everyone is just like, well, that was probably not our best idea.
Like, we're gonna get him. And then the Hand of God comes out, and they're like, oh, shit, get out, everybody. They just had to get, they just couldn't do anything. There's not much they can do to kill a Queen of Pain, especially when Hand of God comes. She's an active scepter. She blows up her Sonic Wave. That Keeper of the Light is just going to get blown. It's 568 HP, for God's sakes. Queen of Pain.
Charge on the Fluff mid. He has no Hand of God for this one. Right into a Requiem. Nicely done right there.
That's a gem. That is a gem.
That is a good gem grab. They've been waiting for a pick like that. Are they going to be able to get away without losing anyone, though? Moo is on the prowl. It's nighttime for him. And here comes a charge. They still want to engage. Immediate cold embrace on the Moo. Each one raised, but he gets all of his health back. And they're happy to just stand strong here, even with Fluff down. They feel like their power advantage is so big. I mean, look at the TC. Desolator, he has a DD. Boom! I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just going to rip apart this wave. Boom, bang.
There is
gone.
that mech for EHUG. If they do want to fight, they do have a numbers advantage. They have a mech up as well, which, of course, the Root Gaming squad doesn't have. But I was saying, this Sonic Wave does 450 pure damage. This Keeper of the Light has 568 HP. If he takes 2 right clicks after he gets hit by a Sonic Wave, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Ridiculous. Jaw's gonna get obliterated in half these fights. And, I mean, not like anybody else is gonna survive much longer. Blood Knight only has 1,000 HP. Lion is sitting on 600 HP as well. So, and even Annihilate is only 1,000 HP. So the Sonic Wave, especially when Monkeys gets level 16, is just gonna destroy everybody.
That's when your supports really need to make sure they watch their positioning. Stay back. You can do that with KotL. Just easily stay far, far back. Feed out your mana. Don't be tempted to, like, rush in there with your level 1 mana leak with its tiny little range to get something done. Just blast from afar, preferably under your spirit form, so you could be in a safety zone there. You get off 2 big blasts, even though it's level 3, you're contributing a lot of big damage. And it looks like EHUG are going to go on the prowl here. They smoke up. They're heading straight north here. They already have Annihilate there. If they can converge, they could possibly catch out Fluff. They're going to see the Golem. He's got to pull back. And now the rotations are already coming from the side of Root. EHUG don't decide to engage. They decide instead they want to step back.
Earl Boulder used to make sure that the Keeper of the Light doesn't chase, but not like he could do much anyways. It's a freaking Keeper of the Light, unfortunately. They have the gem on the line, which is not the hero I would keep it on, but that's fine if they want to have the gem there. Or they could have just put it in the base, but they'd rather have it on their person. They could have dropped up the dust that the Spirit Breaker has, and I think that'd be a more appropriate idea. Blood Knight has got a Yasha, which is either the beginnings of a Manta style or an SMY, and I think SMY might be the better choice, but either way it's fine. Let's see, is there any particular... I guess because there's a silence, you want a Manta out of the Crippling Fear from the Night Stalker, so that's probably fine.
Charge out on TC, canceled shortly thereafter. He's just gotten a little bit too far back, too close to that tier 1. EHUG would really love to get rid of these tier 1 towers, so Root can't as easily just bring in reinforcements when these fights start to break out. EHUG don't want to get caught out any more than they already have when they try to continue to engage, when help just shows up shortly thereafter, or a quick Hand of God or something. Bottom lane, there's nowhere to TP to. They're moving on to Monkeys Forever. They get the bash back. They're hoping for 17%. But a good follow-up from Big Bad Bird is going to connect with the stun and the finger thereafter.
And they used the Hand of God, too. They used it from Fluff at the end of that engagement. So they got the kill, and they wasted Hand of God. But Root don't seem to care about Monkeys Forever dying. They want to push in for now. We'll see if they do, Dakota. They have almost a full BKB on TC. They should be a little bit more careful, I think. They probably will back up. Oh, Roche is back up, by the way. It's ready to go, so maybe they take that. We'll see.
Yeah, they're nearby. EHUG happy to get that gem. That was a good little momentum swing for them. Then they continue to farm up. They get that nice pick on Monkeys Forever. And it's not like it's their game and we're back to square even. It's still Root's to lose at this point. Another stack here for TC to kind of farm on through. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and finish out his BKB. Under 1,000 left for it to be completed. Throws that trap into Roche Pit, sees it's open here. And this is where we get that touchy, timid period, Maut, where both teams kind of know exactly that Roche is up and ready, and one team wants it, the other team really wants to do something about it. But can they do something? Looks like for now. I mean,
there is a
go
Battle
mid lane.
Fury done for the Ember Spirit. I think they could theoretically fight this, but they don't have vision. So Root Gaming, it's not really up to them, honestly. It's whether or not, or rather, EHUG, it's not up to them. It's up to Root Gaming whether or not they want to take Roshan. Boy, do they take it fast. Obviously, with the Desolator Medallion, it's quick work for Root. They'll pick up the Aegis. The BKB now pretty much done for TC. Needs about 50 gold, and they'll have it. And with a BKB with an Aegis, and almost an Aghanim Scepter for the Night Stalker, who only needs... Actually, he does need his... no, he actually only needs 500 gold. Yeah, so almost a Night Stalker Aghanim Scepter. They could probably go once they have those two items. I think those are two very important items to have. And then, boom, you're ready to go. You push up to that high ground. Or actually, just they still need to get this tier 2 mid as well. So it's, again, EHUG just going to have to wait it out, farm as much as they can, and hopefully have enough for when the eventual high ground push comes.
They got no pressures coming top lane. Annihilate, I'm sure he has a remnant out. He does. Way back over here, it looks like. I don't know. It looks like a glimmer of something. Doesn't want to get caught here.
You're right, yeah.
It's hard to see it, but
I don't know. That should be a remnant.
But
he's got one up.
He also knows he wants to get the most out of this Battle Fury after picking it up.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, hi, how's it going? Quick silence for you. You're not remnant anywhere. He's going to go instead for the TP, and he makes it out. My goodness. That was close.
The shotgun blast to the face that Melt Strike is. Dear God. Jesus. Well, he does make it away, luckily enough, but you can see how thin he is. They will try to push mid for EHUG currently. Monkey Server's going to TP in with Moo as well. Very close to that Aghanim Scepter. Again, very big item for Root. Charge away from EHUG. They'll make it away. They don't want to push him too far. All right, Dakota, I think at this point, again, you get that Aghanim Scepter, push into this tier 2 mid, keep all the ways pushed out, then just go for the high ground. There's really no other option here, and there's no reason for Root to farm any faster or any more than they already have, except for that one particular item.
We'll see. I feel like the more that this kind of gets drawn out, the more comfortable EHUG could be with the Shadow Fiend farming up, and their, of course, Ember Spirit, who's got one of the highest ceilings in the game. Once he gets a Battle Fury, builds up some crit, their high ground defense gets pretty damn strong. Luckily, though, for Root Gaming, KotL stepping off from having to go into an Aghanim Scepter, instead just has to get more defensive, goes with a Ghost Scepter, just in case he does get caught out or does get on the bad end of a TC or a Night Stalker, but that means it's going to be that much longer. Bottom, Annihilate able to swiftly get away. MJW trades spots with him, charges on in for Monkeys, gets the connection, follow-up Nether Strike here, and a finger from the big bad bird. It's going to finish him off on that one. 6-9 is your new score, giggity-goo. And with that, Root Gaming still pushed down mid lane, though. Not going to stop them from their barrage of siege power here as they try to go in. MJW's back, the linebacker, moving on in once TC follow-up chains. And he gets caught. They're waiting on the curse Maut. There they're going to go. They want Bloody 9. Follow-up Shockwave, not nearly enough damage, though. Root will have to retreat. TC eating a lot of damage, still has the Aegis. Does he commit for it? And he gets blasted on down. Your Aegis is going to be expended here. Root, do they re-engage? No Winter's Curse. Moo dances on in, but then they pull back. EHUG seem to be very happy with the winnings they got there, taking down Monkeys Forever and the Aegis, and they decide to pull back.
Monkeys Forever's done like that like 3 times. He's yet to use his Sonic Wave in any sort of fashion whatsoever at 25 minutes into the game. That's right, a Queen of Pain has yet to use her ult the entire game. This is kind of an issue.
And Ags ulted that.
Yeah, I mean, you bought an Aghanim Scepter for something. You might as well freaking use it. Monkeys Forever is just not hitting that R button, whether or not like he's not getting kills or they're not moving together the way they want to move together. The biggest thing is just stay alive. You push in that tier 2 tower, that tower's gone. You don't have to worry about it. Instead, he dies bottom lane. They can't fight without him, really. They lose the Aegis as well, so it's collateral damage coming out, you know, one by one. Root Gaming losing some heroes here and there. It's not the worst thing. They obviously still have a lot of advantage, but you see the net worth chart, or graph rather, Dakota. It's kind of climbing back up there towards EHUG's side.
Well, EHUG just happy and content, waiting, playing it slow, not looking to get caught out. You're feeling a little bit of a less aggressive force coming out from the side of Root. Mid lane could be in trouble. A quick blink back from TC, and they avoid the pressure that was coming. But you can feel that EHUG is just getting a lot more comfortable at this point. As long as they're stringing together these levels, KotL could look to continue to build up. He'll get his Aghanim Scepter. MJW has his BKB now. A shiny new 10 seconds to work with for him. Big Bad Bird stepping off here. Looks like he's going to go for maybe a 4-staff or Yule's build up instead of going for a Blink Dagger in this game.
I think that's fine. Just Yeah, I don't know, actually. Big Bad Bird going for that step wizardry is actually kind of interesting. He's got nothing, though. He is starting to catch up. CC's still by far the leading net worth hero in the game. But EHUG is getting a lot of room to farm. Like, he's got a full Battle Fury. He just picked that up, by the way, and he already has 2,000 gold on top of that. Whether he buys the Boots of Travel here or he saves up for, like, another Battle Fury or buys the Daedalus, remains to be seen. But they're doing okay. Like you mentioned, the high ground defense here of EHUG is pretty freaking strong. Root, without the Aegis, clearly don't want to go. Or maybe they wait for a night. Maybe they wait for the next Roche. They're waiting, though. They're really waiting this one out. We'll see what they do from here. TC, by the way, has 3,600 gold. What do you think? Butterfly next for him, perhaps? Or maybe Heart? What do you go for here, exactly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a lot of pressure coming his way, and if he feels like he needs to... Because the thing is he's all they got for, like, late-game carry potential here.
Right.
I get nervous that the longer they stall this one out, the better EHUG get, the more comfortable they are with their high ground defense, and eventually they can just get big team fights, and next thing you know, Root Gaming have no buybacks to fall back on, and they end up losing more and more. And there's plenty on there on the map for EHUG to kind of take up. They still have a tier 1 mid lane. All tier 2s are still standing for Root. You know, it's hard to say. I don't want to say it's almost desperation mode, but TC does need to itemize in a sense that he's got to put his team on the back more and more the longer this goes, and he's still holding quite a pretty penny in reserve here. 4.1k. Yeah, maybe a Butterfly could be the option here. But
I don't think he needs any more damage with Daedalus, that's the thing. But he's going to go for it anyways. He's going to pick up the Chrysalis. I don't really know if damage is the issue. It might be. But I guess if he blows up heroes fast enough, it's not going to matter whether or not he's got survivability or not. So that's fine.
The nice thing is if he did go Butterfly, you know, Blade Knight's waiting with a lump sum of money. He could just as easily... He's probably waiting to see what TC's getting.
Yeah,
if TC got a Butterfly, he's like, well, I'm just going to get MKB. But once he starts seeing the Daedalus, he's like, I can go for something maybe else. Maybe I can go for a Butterfly at that point. We'll have to see.
Well, it is going to be the Chrysalis is going to be picked up here for TC. That is a full Chrysalis, plus 2,500. I mean, that's a lot that he's got on him. I mean, Fun has delivered a full Glimmer Cape, I believe, or he might have had one already. They'll smoke up. Oh, they double smoked. They smoked right at the same time, I believe. That's what it looked like anyway. They have 2 Glimmer Capes, by the way. One on Fluff, one on Fun. They'll head towards top. Ya is somebody they could look for, or Annihilate, more importantly, would be the nice pickup. Sleight of Fist, silence, and he is dead.
Wow.
Oh my god, he gets blown up.
Just thought he was going to get away with a nice little quick Sleight of Fist farm, but he had Moo waiting for him on the return, and with the help of that silence, there's just nothing he could do. Ember Spearman, he could dish out some serious damage, but he is glass if caught on the bad end of a team fight. And Ja, look at this. Who's he calling in here?
MJW.
Calling in MJW. They have had Monkeys Forever's number all game, and they they want to keep doing it. But yeah, he has a Yules now, just in case for this. So they're actually deciding to double back. They want to make a go on this top lane. They're bringing in more. Oh, EHUG could be in trouble here. They're calling in more help, but they don't have as much as Root Gaming does.
Moose sees MJW. It's nighttime. He barely sees him, I believe. No, he's got pretty good vision of him. He's chasing him down. He just needs a void, charge away, and he will get out in time.
Oof.
All those recalls do absolutely nothing. They're lucky to get out alive. That's a full Daedalus done now for TC. He just bought his Chrysalis. All right, and Roche is going to be respawning soon as well. You got to do something with this Aegis if you get it for Root. And for EHUG, you could try to contest. It might be tough. They do now have the gem coming up for the Night Stalker. They lost the earlier one to the Big Bad Bird. They put it down elsewhere, I believe. It's actually on nobody. Let's see. Where's that gem thing? The original gem, where is that thing? I have no idea.
It was on Bird for a while.
Yeah.
And it looks like maybe they handed it off or got rid of it here.
It's on the courier.
Yeah.
Bloody Iron's a full Butterfly, by the way.
Yep. He waited to see what TC was getting, saw the Chrysalis or maybe Daedalus, and was like, I'm going to go Butterfly, and just buys it right out. And now it's for TC to throw together the money to get an MKB. We'll see if he's going to be able to go for it, or if EHUG know that they have this advantage of the Butterfly, they'll continue to press. I would be very surprised if EHUG don't look to contest this Roche. The last few they handed away, but this one, maybe with this Butterfly on their Shadow Fiend, and that fresh BKB still on MJW, they feel like they could take a fight here. But do they have the vision? They don't.
They might want to contest it, but the problem is that it's going to die within seconds here. Daedalus,
really man,
this is already dead. It's just dead now.
They hit so hard, and by the time they're like coming, they're probably like, oh, let's push out this mid lane, smoke and go. No, it's too late. No, they're gonna go. They're gonna go top lane. They're gonna see who's gonna come in, defend this top lane, and maybe make a jump onto that person here. I don't know who is going to make that kind of rotation
together.
here. Moves first on the way, but he might just catch out EHUG from behind here.
Yeah, he sees them. Yeah, he saw the smoke break and he backs away smartly. That's really good for Moo. That hack and Interceptor is so freaking good, man. When you have, like, God, just gives you so much vision. He has the gem already. MJW will charge away. Moo will not see this. He's just barely out of range of the vision. And everyone just pieces out of that top lane. EHUG go for a smoke of deceit, but I think they did it as Roche was dying, so they didn't exactly know where the team was. Root stay together. They travel together. Fun is alone mid. They have to be careful. But at this point, it's time to go. Push in any lane and try to go for that high ground if you're Root. Don't let this go any further.
Yeah, no, please don't. And if you're EHUG, please do. Keep it light. Has his Staff of Wizardry here. First component towards, I imagine, being the Ags, or I don't know, maybe he goes for something different. Force Staff helps with mana leak a bit. Maybe the Yules, we'll see, but I really wouldn't think so. Agnum Scepter is just so freaking good on the hero, especially when you need to hold out in your high ground. But they have raises. Look at this. Oh, juicy farm for Bloody Knight. Ah, yeah. So much freaking gold now his way. 1,600 of it. Root's still waiting. They're just going to wait for the right time to take advantage of this Aegis and move on in. This is an ultimate test, though. They lose a high ground push. That gives EHUG just a wealth of confidence to be able to keep moving on forward in this game and taking it back the other direction.
Second Battle Fury now done for the Ember Spirit. They're going to charge it on TC, but they won't commit anything. There's no creep wave here. They have such good creep clear. It's so hard. They need like a pipe or something, and even that, it's going to make this still pretty hard. They'll try to push in with this creep wave potentially. They have the Solar Crest now coming out on the side of Fun, so that's going to be nice. But look at that, man. It's ridiculous. How are you supposed to push into this?
Double Battle Fury, man, and the blast just creeps there 1 second, gone the next. And Root just keep kind of standing with their, scratching their heads as far as, okay, when can we actually move in to the base? I mean, yeah, we're keeping them confined, so we should step out and get more from the map as far as farm goes than they should. But we can't do this forever. Eventually, we need to use this Aegis in that extra life and get in there and try to get something done. Because pushing this to late game gets sketchy. Very sketchy. Shadow Fiend, Ember Spirit have no problem waiting this one out to like 40 minutes plus and really starting to play a Dota game.
They're definitely banking on the late game situation. And Iron Outlet with Double Battle Fury is more than happy to wait that period of time. They're going to walk down mid. They don't have Eye Annihilate nearby. Big Bad Bird will not. Oh, he will get spotted. It's actually Bloody Knight, but the Hex is going to come out. Didn't use the BKB. The charge coming through. Cold Embrace. Winter's Curse. Bloody Knight will walk in range of the Cold Embrace. TC refracts it up. Beautiful. Used to the BKB coming out as well, but still really low. Last right click. That's the Aegis, and now it doesn't have the BKB to work with. The team was not there in time. Dust goes. Wrong timing coming out. TC getting charged. They won't continue further. Now, Monkey's Forever coming in. Can he use the Sonic Wave? It's on cooldown. Moo, Cold Embrace. TC does pick up one. It's a 1-for-1 trade. This fight still breaking out. MJW's BKB going. Annihilate. Jumps away with the Sleight of Fist already going through. Now Moo, Glimmer kicked up. MJW going back in. Gets used up as well. TC's ready to go. Melt Strike. Crit coming out. They blow him up. Here's the Sleight of Fist.
Sonic Wave, you fool! Use it! There you go! Finally, on the Bloody Nine, they get the kill. Man, oh man. That was one hell of a fight. TC gets brought down, even commits his BKB for that first life, comes back, gets the quick blink back, so the Requiem not going to be utilized a whole lot. I thought that was going to be an EHUG fight right there. But they have good positioning. They keep their Winter Wyvern in the safety zone, hiding in the woods, dishing out the Cold Embraces and the Glimmer Capes where necessary. And they hold strong. My goodness.
It was closer than it probably should have been, but they just ran out of juice for EHUG. They really did. They ran out of mana. They ran out of abilities. They ran out of whatever they had. They ran out of MJW's BKB. At that point, it was all downhill from there. And TC just stood and delivered, even without his BKB. So really well played. Obviously, the Sonic Wave coming out, dishing out a lot of damage out of that Shadow Fiend as well. So, where are we at now? Sure, they get 3 kills. They don't use any buybacks, though. And, like, believe it or not, Root need, like, 2 or 3 more of those fights to be able to actually push him into the high ground. Though we still have a while to go, I think. We'll probably wait for another Aegis here. I'd be very surprised if they try to push in again.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a while, I think, to go down.
Yeah, I mean, they continue to wait. It's not too bad here for EHUG, but the main thing to remember is Root really couldn't follow up a whole lot after that fight. They pretty much gave it their all just to kind of make sure they came out on top, but it's not like they really followed it up with anything. So that's got to be a bit disconcerting for him, because now it's like, I guess we can't do a fight like that without an Aegis. So now we have to wait for one before we can look to engage again. But then we risk giving EHUG more time to farm up.
I don't know if Root are really worried about time anymore. Like, it's 36 minutes. They know that they can't push high ground yet. So at this point, they're kind of just trying whatever they can to stay relevant, which they are still very relevant, at least with TC. Queen of Pain, Monkey's Forever hasn't had a particularly good game. It is only sitting on a Yules and a negative sector, and I think trying to get to an Assault from us, which is pretty much done. That's a huge item, but Monkey's Forever might be in trouble. Look at the damage, just one Sleight of Fist.
Yep.
That wrecks him.
Yeah, that's only going to get worse, too. I mean, even after he felt like he just picked up his Boots of Travel, he already has 1,000 gold saved up. When the crit starts coming in, that gets scary. What was once just taking away a quarter life becomes half, becomes potentially 3/4, and then it just is a quick cleanup, a stray KotL blast, a quick finger from the big bad bird, and you're dead. And that's one of your cores, and you're a Queen of Pain. So it gets scary here. Bloody 9 on his Shadow Fiend, man. Doesn't feel like he's had like a very active game, only sporting a 1-2-1 KDA, but his time's coming. He knows that when he really needs to kind of stand strong, he'll be there and ready to go.
Yeah.
But
this Satanic's going to be huge for him.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Wow,
Bottom
that
lane,
is
they
a
get
big
the
kill.
pick. TC just gets a nice little quick catch right
He's in
there.
a buyback. Oh, God. What just happened?
Oh, my God.
Did they have Winter's Curse? They Winter's Cursed him to get the kill. Oh, that's huge. Will they push into the base now is the question, Dakota. They have an Assault Kuros. They have Desolator. They can push the space real easy, but they want to chase after Bloody 9 instead.
Yeah, they have the vision. Moo is just stalking him here. Living up to the name right now. He's on the run. Tried to stop for a second. The Yules is going to be there. They follow it up. They got the silence from Moo. They reactivate the darkness.
What's
MJW
happening?
is trying to slow them down a bit. Man, oh man, they're getting just dragged away from the EHUG base, though, for this one. BKB popped, gets a quick bump. Tries to get on out of there. Will do so because that curse was used previously. They can't stop him. And man, oh man, they went quite a ways to get a hold of Bloody 9 for him just to make it back to mid lane once more.
Base created. That was some cloudy stuff. Monkey's Forever was like right next to them at one point, and I don't know what happened to him. I think they called for back. Fluff is in trouble. Oh God, the triple bash. Requiem will go with a great clever cape. Now they use that big hand of God coming through as well. MJW gets Sonic Wave down. He's got no buyback. Big Bad Bird, he does force that away. They do grab the kill on a jaw. That poor old man getting obliterated again. But with no buyback now for the Spirit Breaker, they do have Eye Annihilate. They have great creep clear still. But this could be Root Gaming it, maybe taking something. Getting a tier 3? Ooh, Eye Annihilate. Very close to getting hit up.
Here they go. Slowly sieging in. Glyph used. Stalling out. No KotL. We'll have about 10 seconds time here. But TC starts going to work. Breaking on through this tier 3. He has his own butterfly now. And no one has an MKB on the side of EHUG. They're losing. Their racks are going to be going down here. And with that, Root Gaming could pull back. Roche is going to be up very soon. They can just fall back, get a hold of that, and continue to press their advantage here. So EHUG getting caught out and taken apart is obviously just one of those few windows of opportunity that Root Gaming could take advantage of, and they just show it right there.
They did it, man. They finally did it. They were able to break through. All they needed was to break down MJW. That initiation is gone. Sure, they could have forced in and gone for like an Earth Spike or something, but without MJW, who's their big guy, their tanky frontliner to charge forward, they weren't comfortable defending their racks. And that gives you so much room for Root Gaming. As you mentioned, the Roche is going to be coming back up. The Aegis will be available momentarily. And EHUG, who have just clawed their way back into this game, they lose one particular hero, and that's it. It's still, you know, this game is still waiting in the wings. We don't know who's going to be coming out on top yet, but still, like, that is a very big set of kills, and especially buildings that Root just got.
Roche is back. I don't know. It doesn't seem like Root has pinged it out yet, but they got to know it's up and ready to play. They have a trap there, and they're gonna wait a bit here. Maybe just kind of make sure they keep these lanes pushed on forward. TC's heading for the bottom. And looks like he got his own Boots of Travel now. BKB still 9 seconds to work with here. That's pretty awesome. Figured by now he'd be using it a lot more. But no, he has plenty of time here. EHUG, it's almost going to feel like desperation mode at this point. You know, do you want to let them go and get that Aegis free? Do you look to go on your own movement here? I thought a smoke could be coming. They have one still on job, but they seem to be nursing it, at least for now. Ember Spirit. building up now 2,300 gold, I imagine, towards that first crit stick. But now has to consider reserving quite a bit for buyback just in case. And, well, now Root go into the bait. And the second I look over to see them check out Roche, Roche is pretty much dead here.
He's just like, what do I put down? I don't know. I think he's actually waiting for his team. He's like, I need someone to carry this Aegis.
Yeah, he's like, I can't actually finish it. I need someone to take it.
And finally,
The
will.
cheese, too.
Trevor will grab the Aegis. The cheese is going to be picked up by probably Fluff. 500 ping for Ja. It's an unfortunate time to pause, but I mean, what are you going to do? There's been worse times, I suppose. So, typical Hawaiian. Playing from Hawaii? Is that where he lives?
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe he's like a Samoan or something. Who knows?
Pick new here.
Hard
All right, well,
life.
they're good. Ready to go.
Okay.
Is this going to be the end of the game? I think it might be. There's too much to deal with now.
Immortality.
Unless they can bring TC down, who now doesn't have his Aegis, which is plausible. I don't know how you can take this. And God, this Aghanim's gem has been critical for Root, and EHUG are just like, we can't deal with it. There's too much vision. We have no vision of our own. The vision they have is of here and here. It's really, that's what they got.
It's been unlucky for Fluff with his Ags, at least unless he's trying to go for a Golem. Hasn't got one yet. There is one on the side of EHUG. If he happens to get over there, but...
There's one on both sides. They have one for...
Oh, they have one now. Oh.
They could get one.
Uh-oh,
God,
look at this. Bloody 9 trading fisticuffs here with Monkeys Forever. Troubles are coming. They got the Yules. It's daytime. Might have to reactivate Darkness if he wants to. Oh, he doesn't need to. Okay, they just... They
We'll see you
blow him
later.
up. Yeah, see you later. Sonic Wave. Little cherry on top there at the end. Now he does have buyback, of course. Otherwise, he'll be waiting 75 seconds, so Root will at least force out the buyback if they don't want to push all the way. So they start coming in from the north here. And now EHUG, they got to test that serious high ground defense here. Still holding all that money. Annihilate, not going to come in for the crit just yet. TC got to get body bump back and away as he starts to go to work on the tier 3, but he does some serious damage. The blasts need to start coming out now. Nighttime activated here from Moo. So they have that ridiculous unobstructed vision from your Night Stalker to see right up and over the wall. Tier 3 already dropped. Rax in trouble. MJW moves in, gets the bump on the TC, but he just pops his BKB and focuses on the Rex, gets it and blinks back and away. Monkeys Forever, not so lucky. Gonna get locked down, but what a Winter's Curse on the Bloody 9. They turn it back. Sonic Wave, he goes down. Monkeys Forever gets healed up with a Cold Embrace. He's gonna be fine. And this looks like it could be the beginning of the end as TC just cleans up Keeper. Goes for Annihilate, gets him too. The white flag got to be raised here in just a moment. And it looks like Root Gaming are going to claim game number 1 of this best of 3.
What a sick Winter's Curse that was. And Monkeys Forever just somehow stayed alive through all of that. Winter's Curse comes out, boom. They grab the kill with a great Sonic Wave, and then TC scans and delivers. GG is called. It took a little bit longer than I think they wanted to for Root Gaming, but they do secure this first game on way to maybe a 2-0 victory. We'll see, Dakota. Solid first game coming out from the Root squad.
Very, very solid. They had a motive and plan. They got their Chen. They wanted to get objectives early on. They wanted TC to farm up and snowball. He certainly did so. And you're right. It felt like a bit of a sticky situation there for a bit. They got caught out. Monkeys in particular. Don't mean to be, harping on him at all, but it seemed like MJW just kept putting him in check, so it slowed things down a bit. But TC 10-0-1 on this Templar, 753 GPM. Out of control. Great MVP. And, well, that's just game number 1. You got to remember, though, Maut, this is a elimination series. There is no lower bracket. You lose your best of 3. You are done here in BTS America. So, with that said, Maut, we'll just go ahead and wrap things up and get ready to hop into game number 2. If you had your own MVP you'd like to call out, don't be afraid. You could tweet at Squarespace, hashtag BTS Americas, who you thought the MVP was and why, and you have a chance of being selected and getting a free 1-year promo code for Squarespace to build your own ridiculously easy website. With that said, we'll hop into game 2 action, folks. I'm KotLGuy. That is Maut. Catch me at KotLGuy, him at MautDota. We're going for game 2 now. EHUG going against Root Gaming. See you soon.